Days we bring you Naija people in business.
Yes, we do.
And, yes, this show we just we as your family radio, number one family radio. We're very very interested in your well-being, and you're out there. Someone is out there thinking about starting a business. In Lagos, you cannot have just one stream of income.
So
hungry will pitch you.
Lagos is hard.
Yeah, so you're out there trying to find a second source of income, or you're trying to start a business and you don't know how to go about it, right? That's why this show has been brought for you. Secondly, for people who are you already started business, but you get to a point in the business and you don't know what else to do, how to move forward. This show is also for you. We're here to help you make certain decisions and help inspire you, open your eyes to certain possibilities and realities that are available to you when it comes to your business. And how we do that is we have entrepreneurship conversations, and many times we have entrepreneurs come with us, come to the studio and have conversations with us. They just tell us their entrepreneurial journey, why they started, how they started, how the journey has been so far, and all that good stuff. And I'm glad to say that we have a guest with us in the studio this morning. But before we go into that, we'll just take a short music break, and we'll be back. This one is, I think, something that everyone wants to be. It's a billionaire. So this is Billionaire by Tenny the Entertainer. Stick with us, don't go anywhere. Alright, Lagos, it is your number one family radio inspiration, 92.3 FM. This is the Tea Break. My name is 𝐒𝐭𝐴
and I am Beatrice.
Yes, and this is Naija People in Business on the Tea Break. And I did mention earlier that we have a guest with us in the studio this morning. Our guest is a personal growth trigger and ideator with a mission to help mothers evolve from a place of limitations into a realm of possibilities. She has great brainstorming and accountability skills, which positions her to effectively push mothers in her circle to scale up and go for their dreams. This expression is activated under the Mothers Haven Network. She's also passionate about helping women build systems that birth profitable ideas and social impact initiatives to ensure that they make a difference and leave a legacy by building successful and rewarding organizations. She's also passionate about helping women build tech systems that birth profitable ideas, and they're trying to make a difference and leave a legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the one and the only Tammy Aderibi. It's a lot. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
All right. Mothers Haven Network. Tell us about that.
Okay, Mothers Haven Network started after I had my first daughter.
Okay.
I actually went through what we call postpartum depression, when a mother has depression after she has a child.
Okay.
And
postpartum.
Yes,
okay.
postpartum. And that actually led me to so many challenges, and I realized that a lot of mothers will also be going through something similar. And then coming out of that, I realized that mothers actually go through a lot of things, and they need support, and they need push to actually become who they really are. And one thing I always say is I never want to get to a point where I'll say because I had children I couldn't actually pursue my dreams or realize the things that I actually desire to. So that led me to begin to help mothers identify their struggles, identify their pains, and see how I can actually help them become who they really desire to be. And on this journey, I have actually pivoted to the point where I see a lot of mothers, like you mentioned, they have side hustles, they have businesses, and they actually sometimes are shy to put themselves out there. Sometimes are shy to go out there, become visible, and make their work known, make their jobs known, make the things that they do known, make their desires and their messages known. And this actually is what we do at Mothers Haven Network. It's basically a platform to actually help mothers put their voice out there, to help mothers put out the things that they need, help them become visible, help them achieve clarity, and do this with excellence. You understand that there are times that we have things that we do and we're not able to actually package it with brilliance, we're not able to package it with excellence. You just put it out there just like that. But we're able to provide that guidance. We're able to also give you the platform whereby you can actually hold webinars, online events that can actually portray what you do, and you don't have to go through the stress of the planning, the hosting. we do the all-inclusive planning for you. You just have to show up with your product, and this also helps you make your audience problem aware. So for example, you have a product, but your clients doesn't even know that they need that product. So once you have webinars, you have online events, you are able to make your clients aware that they have this problem and they need your product, and then the sales is actually made. So this is why we created the Creators Webinar Support, where we have we help mothers to do the planning and everything, and then you just show up with your amazing content, and then also help you provide guidance, showing up online and everything. So that's actually what we do.
Yeah. So let's talk about you spoke about excellence, trying to help these people help mothers package what they have with excellence. Walk us through that. How does that happen? And I mean, of course, there would be a creative, I'm expecting that there'll be different points where there'll be creative differences, confusion or conflict in creativity of how, okay, I want to put this out, and maybe you might say, oh no, there's a more excellent way, and they're like, no, I this is how I want to do it. How do you do that? Walk us through that process, the excellent process.
Okay, it actually starts with specificity. You actually have to be very specific about what you do, what you offer, and how your clients can actually benefit from it. And that is, we start with a call. You narrate what you do, or you narrate what you had to offer, and then we walk you through the points where you're specific about your niche, you're specific about what you really, the value that you actually want to give to your world, or you want to give to whoever you are coming in contact with. And once you have identified that out, okay, you're now clear about your message or what you want to do, then the next thing is the delivery of this message, the delivery of your product. This is where what we call the packaging comes in. So for example, you're using social media platforms. What does your Instagram page look like? What does your Facebook page look like? And then what are the contents that you put there? Do you connect with your audience? Do you just put quotes? Do you just give out knowledge? Do you connect based on your personal experience as well? And then you move on to making sure that you are able to establish yourself in whatever you do, becoming a thought leader, for example. So once someone is talking about anything with regards to what you do, you make sure that you are well knowledge, you're well informed, and you are able to showcase yourself in that light. And also it's important that you put yourself in a circle of people who can also portray what you do, in the sense that, for example, I have a business and I just have a flyer or something. It has to be something that is beautiful enough for your families, for your friends, your network to actually share. You can't just do something shabby. You actually have to find out, okay, what are the apps out there? What are the tools out there that I can use? And you don't even have to be techie, quote unquote, to be able to generate out beautiful designs and run it through people who actually do that as well. And you leverage on your network. So you have to make sure that you have people around you that you can send these things to. Just make sure that you're taking the word out there. And it's also important that these things are not just beautiful, but they're actually professional, in the sense that you're checking, okay, did I dot my I's properly? Is the sentences correct? The things that I arranged, are they in alignment? And whatever it is that you are sharing out there, is it in connection to your authenticity? So not to make authenticity not be like big grammar. Does it connect with who you are at the inside? Or are you just trying to be who you think you are, or who you want people to think you are? But who are you on the inside? So you actually have to start from there and make sure that anything you're putting out there actually connects with you, and you can actually stand for it, defend it,
and be proud of it
at
the end of the day.
Exactly.
Right. So you were talking about how this started off, it stemmed from your experience with postpartum depression, and then you went further to talk about how you're trying to make women put out their business and just be excellent creators in whatever they do, right? So would you say that is going to help the process of postpartum depression, like ensuring that they are doing something, maybe running a business or just being creators, as it were?
Okay, very good. The fact that you're doing something is something that keeps your mind busy.
Right.
And it's very, very key that your mind is not idle when you're going through a depressive state, because you begin to think negative thoughts. You begin to you have a tendency to be suicidal, which is actually one of the major symptoms. And if we are actually reflections of the things that we think about, so if you constantly think of that, you constantly think of all the negative things that could happen to you, then you begin to attract them to your life.
Right.
That's why it's actually important that you begin to look on just look for one glimpse of hope, or something that you know that you can do easily without stress, without pain, and then you just cling on to that, hold on to that, and then use it to bring out your creativity from there, use it to bring out your transformation from there. And the pain point that you have is actually your major tool to be able to thrive out there, because you may not actually totally have healed, but the process of also helping somebody else is the journey to your healing. The fact that you're holding somebody else's hand together is what gives you that strength, that solid support to be able to transition and then achieve that healing. So the healing through the postpartum depression or depressive state is not a one-time thing, it's a gradual effort. So that's why it's important that you direct your attention to things that gives you joy, things that helps you thrive. And when you see the beautiful things that you create and the people you are helping, the value you're transferring is something that helps you to keep being better, and you begin to heal, and you see the amazing things that you're like, oh wow, is this me? And this is really awesome. And that stream of hope is what actually transforms you and really helps you to keep going and have that decision to keep to stay intentional about making sure that you are happier, you're healthier, and you're doing better.
Right. So I like that you mentioned being intentional. As much as you're trying to help these people like put out what they want to put out, like intentionally and with excellence, right? There are some people that may not catch on as quickly as you would like them to. So what is that process like? Where it's like, oh, can you not like frustrate me? Why are you not getting this? Why are you still being mediocre? How do you walk them through that to ensure that eventually they don't give up along the way and think that they cannot achieve it?
Yeah, so that's really amazing, because it's actually a gradual effort. Not everyone will actually get to a point where they're all striving for their dreams. That's even one of the major challenges that I actually encounter with mothers. They just like, just leave me where I am, just let me stay where I am. I really don't want to stress, because the burden or the sacrifice or the load of motherhood is actually a lot on its own. And now adding an extra assignment and extra activity to it is actually can be burdensome. But that's why it's important that you hold on to the one thing that actually sustains that joy, which is where purpose comes in, which is where desire comes in, which is where continuous value adding comes in. Because if adding value to people helps you get better, no matter how small, it could even start from encouraging someone else, just checking on someone. It doesn't have to be a transactional thing. Just that one little thing that is easy for you to do for a start, and then consistently doing it. So it's a game of consistency. That's why you also have to ensure that even for mothers who are going about their daily business, you have to stay productive. You have to be able to build systems in place that can sustain this visibility that I'm speaking about. So that's why you can't even talk about visibility without productivity, because you actually have to stay productive to be able to consistently do the social media posts, consistently put out content, consistently do all of the things that you do. And for that to happen, you need to have structure. And when you talk about structure, it basically means that you have a support in place. Your alarms, as simple as it is, or your reminders are actually very, very, very crucial, because you don't want to forget to go pick up your child at school sometimes, or you don't want to forget to go to the market to pick up some things, or you don't want to forget to call your assistant to get some things done. And it's also important that as much as for those who can afford it, you need to outsource where you need to. If it's not in your zone of genius, and when I mean zone of genius, I mean if it's not something that you are extremely good at, that you don't need to spend time doing it. If you can afford it, let someone else who is extremely proficient at it take over that responsibility and create time for you to be able to do things that nobody can do for you. And even if you cannot afford to do it, you need to now leverage on your network, your family, your
Right.
friends, people you trust, people around you that can actually support you to do some of these things. You know, people you meet in the church, in the mosque, in school, you know, in your office space. Collaborate, find a way to partner together to get some of these things done. And that way you're able to create space to get things done. Another thing you can do is like what we call the habit stacking, meaning that you attach one activity to the next. So for example, you know, you're going in transit to work, you can plug in your ears and be listening to something that actually gives you inspiration.
Yes.
Or for example, if you're someone who goes on a jog in the morning for your exercise, you also plug in and then use that time to think. And if it's for someone who loves recreation, you know, while you're having fun, you know, you find something else that you can do simultaneously that gives you that inspiration. And it's also important that you prioritize rest, because for a creator, you really cannot get content if you don't find a space that is clear for you to think, that is clear for that inspiration to come in, that is clear for the stream to just come in and flow. But if you're constantly on a high, on activity, on adrenaline, on a moving, you won't actually be able to go deep into that realm where you need to be able to get things that actually help you, things that will actually bring value to the people or the people you serve or the world around you. And it's so important that you're able to tap from that realm of knowledge and tap from that internal stream that you have and use it to get better at what you do.
Wow.
I mean, I love the fact that, something that you've mentioned over and over is the fact that you want mothers to be proud of the work they're putting out. So it's very important, because I mean, you have to be proud of what you're putting out. If you are not proud of what you're putting out,
And
how will other people
exactly
to enjoy and be proud of what you're putting out? But now let's talk about, because we're running out of time, let's talk about some of the challenges that you have faced in putting Mothers Haven Network together, in running Mothers Haven Network, and how it has been, some of the challenges that you faced.
Okay, so for me, at the time, I started with postpartum depression and talking about it. It was actually difficult finding someone who had gone ahead of me in that space.
It was like you were the trailblazer in that industry.
So it was really finding a mentor in exactly what I was doing was actually quite stressful. I had to go online and say, okay, who is replicating this? And I had to now journey from stage to stage, finding out. So from postpartum depression, I realized that people needed help and people found it difficult to ask for help. So I needed to start putting things together. Okay, what if mothers could do it this way? What if mothers could do it that way? So those were the challenges that I had to go. I had to start from scratch, and I also had to leverage on all the multiple support systems. So if I needed help with putting the finances in place, I needed to go to a financial coach. If I needed to do this, I needed to go to this part. So I didn't have one stop shop for everything that I needed. So I had to go to different places. But at the end of the day, it actually helped me have an holistic knowledge or background of the basic things I needed to put in place as a mother who's needed to thrive in the business, and also ensuring that I do well at whatever I do. So basically, that's what
Amazing.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to us this morning. We pray that God blesses the work of your hands. Thank you for what you're doing. It's a whole
it's just beautiful.
It's a whole ministry.
It is
to help mothers, help mothers, create a platform.
I certainly will be looking out for you when I become a mother.
To help mothers, just help them that you can be more than just a mother.
Yeah,
you can be a mother and you can have other things that you're doing. Producing excellent work, bringing out excellent products, and it's wonderful. If people want to get across to you on social media, how can they do so?
Okay, Mothers Haven Network on Instagram.
Okay, Mothers Haven Network on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nothing on Twitter, nothing on
Facebook.
So for now, I actually focus on
Instagram.
So yes, we'll transition.
Okay, so quickly, in less than 20 seconds, if people want to join, how do you get people?
The process.
Do they go to Instagram first? Or?
Okay, yeah, you have to send a DM on Instagram. Yes, then schedule a call, because you have to have that level of seriousness and commitment to be able to get on board at the community.
Yes.
So we actually have a community, and we actually need you to be active. So that's why you have to get on a call with us,
Okay.
and then we see that okay, you're serious, and then we bring you on board into the community.
Okay.
Lovely.
Thank you. So please, it's not, you have to be serious to be a part of Mother
Show
Heaven. They are not there to play. Show consistency. All right, Lagos. We will take a break, and the break will lead us to the headline news, and after that, we'll be back with more music and great talk. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.